Welcome, everybody, to another incredible episode of Unleashed Live. We live, we live, we live. Listen, I have my partners here with me, none other than Mr. Jeffrey Landrum and Lord Dr. Sam Orum. I am Stanley Doucette. We are absolutely excited once again to come to you live with our Opportunity Talk Show. Fellas, how y'all doing today? Y'all know I'm thrilled to I'm off the charts right now. So let me try to taper myself down a little bit. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm better than good and better than most.
There you go. Me too, man. I'm fired up. Alabama sneak one out over Ole Miss. The weather is not as hot as it was, so I'm on cloud nine.
He had to slip that old
I
Alabama
had to,
stuff in
I
there,
had
then.
to, I had to slip that in there. I ain't gonna talk too much though, cause they still shaky. So I ain't gonna talk too much. Might end up being,
Y'all
might
gonna
end
do it.
up being greased.
Listen, and I want to shout out everybody in Colorado who thought Colorado was gonna go undefeated. Let me shout all of you guys out. Listen, what you guys are doing in Colorado is exceptional, but you need to get your weight up a little bit longer. You gotta, you need some beef on that front line. You need
Yeah,
It's a
some beef. Uh,
it's a process.
yeah,
Dr. Orm
yeah.
say it's a process.
It's definitely a
it's
process. They're gonna
it's a
get part.
process, man.
They're gonna get part two of the process this week against USC.
Oh, that's right. How they play the
they,
Heisman Trophy
they,
winner.
they play
Well,
USC Saturday, so they got a few days, couple days to get their weight up.
they better get it up quick too.
No
If what,
doubt.
Yes,
what- if they
sir.
put up 40 some points on them, and
Hmm.
USC is a little bit better,
Yeah,
woo. But
yeah. So
well, we'll see. All I can do is say, like you said, Arkansas. I mean, excuse me, not Arkansas. Alabama sneaked out one. So did LSU. So I'm
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I'm
Hey,
okay this week.
Jackson State got 1 and 2 this week, so hey,
Okay. So we
so
got that
we
trifecta going.
Oh,
yes sir.
that's right. Speaking of trifecta, Dr. Orm, I want to point this question to you today. I know I'm not supposed to host, but let me host today.
Okay.
Let me
All
let me
right.
let me shout you out with this one, right? Mr. Landrum have built businesses throughout the country, throughout the world. So have you. What would you say in today's society and what's going on with the economy and the federal government, or in some sense, the federal ain't, and all of those other things? What would you say to people right now who really are in between? They have a job that they're not satisfied with. However, they haven't found something that they can actually go out and do, but they want to start a business, right? So, what would you say to that individual that have something they're not happy with, but absolutely want to do something on their own?
I think it's the we talked about this before. I think the mindset, the mentality of people has changed over the last 2, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. I think the mentality of people have changed. People just have to honestly make a decision. What is it that you want your life to look like? What is it that you want your future to look like? If you're in between, that means you're in between decisions. Are you all in on your job, or you're all in on leaving your job? So there is no in between that. If you love your job and you're all in on it, that's great. Keep rocking and rolling with it. But a lot of people are in a situation where it's like, I don't like my job. Then you only should be there long enough to find you something better to do, whether that's your own business, whatever that may be. I would encourage people, though, to start to look more so in terms of businesses and things that you can control, as opposed to getting from a good job to what you may deem a better job. Because as you can see, with the UAW strikes and the writer strikes and the actor strikes and all of these things that are going on, then you have no control. Those people have to eat. I heard Steve Harvey say something the other day. He's like, he's supporting the writers in terms of the strike, things of that nature. However, there has to be a limit to it, because the writers are striking. But what that means, the makeup artists that are part of the TV shows, they can't go to work. And the camera workers that are part of these shows, they can't go to work. And there are other people who are around that cannot go to work because the writers are
Right.
on strike, right? Especially for shows
That's right.
like, The View and these talk shows. He was like, so look, when the strike is over for the writers, they're not going to give these cameramen and these makeup artists any money. So they got to go back to work. They got to eat. Well, that's kind of what you have to be able to understand. If you're not in control of your life, your future, somebody else will be. I'm encouraging everybody, even if you have a job you like, find something that you can control so that if something happens with your job, then you can still sustain revenue or income or whatever it may be. And that's what we talk about here in terms of having an opportunity. That's why we're talking about
Right.
I agree
Doc,
with you
Doc,
wholeheartedly.
Dr. Orum, I'm gonna jump in there real quick because a lot of people look at where you came from as being it. When we're talking about these careers, we're talking about where people are and in between. We talk about those things. You know, one of the um, highest paid professions where you were, and what you were looking to do was so great. When did you know that your career path, being in the medical field, that career path wasn't going to ultimately allow you to do what it is that you needed to do? When did you know?
it.
When did you know? At what point?
It was real simple. I was uh, I was at a Christmas party with Dr. Runette Flowers. I've mentioned her name several times before because she's a person I worked for, did internship with, did the rounds with at South DeKalb Pediatrics and DeKalb Medical. But there was a Christmas holiday, and we just at her house, nice plush house, and we just enjoying everything. And all of a sudden, she had to get up and she had to leave. She had to go deliver a baby, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, now, mind you, I'm just a little puppy trying to figure this out, trying to learn from her, Dr. Flowers. And I'm like, man. And I had a conversation with her, and she was like, at any time, any day, any hour, you have to be prepared to do your job. Then I started thinking, if I'm a doctor, if I'm an attorney, if I'm these people that have, like you said, quote unquote, good jobs, if I don't go to work, I don't get paid. If you're not delivering babies, if you're not having surgery, if you're an attorney and you don't have clients or you're not in court, you're doing cases, you're not getting paid. So what that told me, there was a difference between owning a job and a job owning you. Okay, so the thing
Yeah.
you want to be able to do, you want to be able to be in control. So people who would tell me that, uh, you already had a good job. Well, yeah, if I didn't see patients, if I didn't work, if I didn't do this, I didn't make money. But then somebody offered me an opportunity. See, here's what you got to understand. There's a difference between a job and an opportunity. When somebody offered
Right.
me an opportunity and I understood that, I made money while I was asleep. I made money while I was asleep. As a matter of fact, what I would have been making every year, as in the medical profession, I was making that every month, and in a lot of instances while I was asleep. In 18 countries around the world, countries that I never thought I would be in because of an opportunity, not a job. So to answer your question, Jeff, real simple for me. And I don't get caught up in all the titles and all this other fluff stuff. I don't get caught up in that. I get caught up in the reality of the situation. And the reality for me, if I didn't go to work, I don't care what the title was. I wasn't gonna get paid. I know broke doctors. I know broke lawyers. I know broke actors. I know broke athletes. Why? Because if you're an athlete, you break your leg. You're a doctor. You ain't seeing nobody. You ain't gonna make no money. Well, look, my mama ain't raised no fool. I'm trying to get it morning, noon, and night. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get it in all. What is it? The pesos and shillings and euros and pounds and Dutch marks and yens. I'm trying to get it all. I want it
That's
all.
awesome. That's awesome. Hey, man, that's
Landrum,
awesome.
that same question I want to ask you, right? As pastor, you're doing some incredible work with your ministry and who all of the individuals you're pastoring and all of those people. But
Is
in
that a
that
word?
same
Is
thing,
that a,
what?
is that a word? Pastoring? I thought that was something with cows or something. Or is that
Oh my
pasture?
God.
What is
See,
pastoring? Is that a word?
pastoring.
Is that a word?
It's
Pastor?
a word today.
Didn't I tell you
It's
I
a
was gonna
word
get?
today.
Didn't I tell you I was gonna get you for talking about my shirt the last couple weeks ago? Now you come talking about pastoring. It might be a word. I just ain't never heard. I thought pastoring is something you did with cows. But anyway, I'm sorry.
I love your shirt too today. For
Sorry. By
those
the
that
way,
can't see,
sorry, not sorry.
I love that shirt. You know, Don't stop me. I've been
Hey,
trying to be good all show,
hey, go on
and
there, go.
now you have started.
I'm just saying. I just want to know what pastoring is. I told you I'm always trying to learn.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with you today. So since Mr. Landrum, since Dr. Orm have his Joseph shirt on, and that's
Hey,
and
hey, keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. I know you. I know you smarter than you acting. You better. All right. You have been warned.
Uh,
You have been warned. Matter of fact, the ref would have already been on here. We had a pastor on the line, but I'm trying to honor that pastor. Otherwise,
ding, 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 ding. I had
ding
to ring
ding.
the
There you
bell.
go. I know, right? Yeah, we all off track.
so seriously, and that same thing that I asked Dr. Orm, right? I want to ask you from a spiritual standpoint, what are you seeing that's different from the congregation in that same vein? What are people coming to the pastor about?
You know, we're living in a time where a lot of people don't have hope. A lot of people are not planning, or not a lot of people don't think. Um, the scary part, I guess the most scariest thing for me is people think they have time. People are
Yeah.
living in this society, in this world, and believe I got time to get it right. I got time to do this. I got time to do that. I'm here to forewarn everyone. There's many short graves in as there are long. We don't have time to waste no longer if we're talking about getting our ducks in a row or getting all of this stuff out of me. What I do really see a whole lot, Stanley, is people are just living day by day. No plans, no hope, no nothing. If I can make it through the day, I'm good. That's kind of where we are, and it's more so now. I want to make sure and encouraging people that never lose hope. God is still God, and the same things He did for us and putting this whole big picture together. He's no respecter of person. He can do it for all of us. So if I have noticed, um, a great thing is people just are losing hope. They're losing the, just just that whole vigor, that whole excitement of wanting to go after life with everything that's in, and thinking I got time in there, just want to exist. Well, now, if we're gonna leave, what my question, I want to ask this question, I'm gonna leave this question for people. How do you want somebody to remember you?
Mm, that's deep.
When
Hmm.
you're no longer here, how do you want to be remembered? Well, you are writing that pathway now. What you're doing now is how people are going to remember you, because we have to live with hope. And one of the things that I'm so excited about is that what we want to impart in people with our opportunity, with our empowerment session, with everything that we're doing here with One Voice, is to give people hope, but also to give it to, now, like Dr. Owen was talking about earlier, we have something now where there's no ceiling to it, and you can are in a position to do things for yourself when you want to do it, and we're going to help you do it along the way. One of the things I know Dr. Owen talked about it a while back about we become a tribal society where we only want to look out a certain amount of people. Well, we want to look out for everybody. And just as everybody has an opportunity to do great things, to go to that eternity, that place they want to be, not everybody will, but everybody has an opportunity. And that's one of the things that we want to offer, hope, and everybody have an opportunity to do something great. So I'm so excited of that we can change that narrative of what people are seeing and people are lacking the hope, to change that to now we can do something about it. We don't want to just talk about it. We want to do something about it. And here at One Voice, we have perfectly positioned ourselves to do something about that. We want to give you hope. We want to help you become a better person through empowering you to, well, I mean, we got years of experience. This is one of the things I get so excited about. with the three of us on the line, we got 70 plus years of experience in the industry, not just in the industry, but empowering people and helping people become better and great. Dr. Orum, if I either one of you, or both of you, if I was to ask, and you wouldn't have a finite number, how many people's lives have you affected and impacted in the course of your career? What do you think that number looks like?
Man, that would it would be crazy, man, because every day, and all of us in the same situation, we
That's
affect
right.
people in ways that we never know. I was on an airplane. This been a while back, but I was on an airplane and somebody came up to me and talking, and I'm a little standoffish. I'm like, oh, I don't know you, but this guy came up to me and he was like, I know you don't know me. My name is such and such, whatever his name was, and he said I was in your organization years ago, and I was struggling through life. I was struggling with my business, and you were on stage, and you talked about this, and you talked about that, and he was like, I want you to know I didn't have a lot of success in what I was doing then, but I heard what you said, and I heard some of the things you said, and some of the tools and that you utilize to improve yourself. And I just want you to know I've been able to build a very successful business, a very successful life. And I'd always told my wife, if I ever got a chance to meet you, and here we are on an airplane, if I ever got a chance to meet you, I would just thank you because you actually changed my life and we never physically met. Man, things like that to me, it means so much. It means
That's
so
right.
much to me. I've even had other people who said that somebody that they met, say they knew me or was in my organization or something. I never even knew these people. So to your question, Mr. Landrum, it is a countless number of people that we affect. This is why, even though, and this is a very serious moment, but this is why we joke around, we have a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, we take this business dead serious. We take this opportunity totally seriously. We built something called the Success Machine that is not just about opportunity, but we add empowerment and elevation on that as well for the very reason he's talking about. Guys, you're listening into this radio station, you're listening into what we're talking about. Yeah, we want to have fun. Yeah, we want to have levity in what we're saying. But at the end of the day, you have to make some decisions about your life, and those decisions are serious. And we take that notion, uh, opportunity to enhance people's lives, we take that totally seriously. So I try to carry myself in a certain way. I'm trying to get better and better because we know people are looking, and we know people are looking for something. That's what's so important about the question you asked, Mr. Landry.
Absolutely. You, Mr. Doucette.
Same thing. I mean, what era, in a sense, you want to go back to, right? When you want to talk about it, it was something that's very powerful. Um, I was reminded of this because it was one of those days that I just was down. Like I was tired, I'm frustrated, I just want to pull a roof off or something. I'm just frustrated. And I was reminded by this gentleman, he just said, he said, let me ask you a question. How many people have you saved in just these last couple of years? And he said, let me tell you. And he gave me the number, and I was blown away. He was like, just that. He said, so if you quit, it's just like you're saying, how many people blessings are attached to you? And all of these people had a connection to one voice in some kind of way. So now when you're talking about that, we're just like Dr. Oram just said, we're not just talking about connecting with people just to see if they can be an ambassador or not. We're not just connecting with people to see if they can be a customer or not. Now, we do want y'all to be ambassadors. We do want you to be customers. Let's not get that twisted. We're not here just for that. But how many people, like Dr. Oram said, people that's coming up to you on the airport, in restaurants, people thanking you. And sometimes you don't even know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, I appreciate that. You Stanley, right? And I'm not background police officer, so I'm kind of like, who's asking? I'm not, who's asking? It's like, man, listen, you spoke here about this and this and this. and you changed my life. And when you get those compliments, that that weight changes just everything in that moment. So it's a lot of people, countless people, can't put a number on it. But when I started going in that vein and started to really dig into that and what we're a part of and who we are, that's what really started to change everything. Because then you started talking about, different industries we're involved in. Yeah, we're involved in those industries, but there's also an industry that I consider is called the person industry. What's the person industry? When I'm connecting with you, when I'm conversing with you, when I'm sharing with you and helping you grow, empowering you to another stage, part of the success machine. And then now we're doing that. Now we're at that place to really open up, take the mask off, take the covers off, get just totally free of all of the stuff that people tried to weigh you down with. And now you can be yourself. And then now when a Sam Orum or Jeff Landrum or Stanley Doucette talk to you, they're talking to the true, authentic person. Now we can begin to help you move in the direction that you are God-given gift to. And whatever that gift, that direction is, that purpose is, that's the direction we can do. So we're not just talking from a one voice standpoint as an ambassador. We're also talking about how we're going to help and assist you to be the better version of yourself. You're great now, but after you get into the success machine, after you get empowered to a place. Now you have an opportunity. Now the next thing you do is you're talking about elevation. Think about this. Dr. Orum shared with us sometime this week. I don't remember when. One of his friends or somebody is actually doing something with the NFL this week. See, all of those things is connection, connection, connection. But if you look at the network that we're creating, it's powerful. So all in all, yes, we're helping countless people. On top of helping countless people, we're getting to the true and authentic individual. So now when that opportunity arises, which we're going to share in a second, when that opportunity arises, now you're ready to take advantage of that opportunity and run. Like Dr. Oram said, you don't have to worry about being a doctor or a lawyer when you're making all of that in a month. Even if you just make an extra $5,000, $10,000 a month, how would that help? If you make $10,000 a month, that's $120,000 a year. That's a decent salary. I don't care where you look at it, what part of the country you're in, that's halfway decent, right? And then you can build from there. So it's endless, brother. It's endless. It's
Right.
endless.
Now I'm listening to both of you gentlemen share that with everyone. You know what the hair stood up on my arm on what happened. I'm listening. There's somebody out there listening to us right now that won't make that decision that you two gentlemen made to impact and affect all of these people, and you won't even ever know how many people you have affected and are still affecting. You got your book out there, Dr. Orum. Mr. Doucette, you got some recordings out there that people are probably listening to. But it's somebody out there right now won't change somebody else's life because they won't make a decision to move forward. And that's scary to me because everybody has the capability. God has gifted everyone with a gift, a talent to give him back the glory. And that gift and that talent, if they don't make a decision to use it, look at the lives of the people they come across that they won't change.
Here's something
That's right.
scary about that, Mr. Landrum. Here's something scary about that. If there are people out there who just decide not to make a decision about something, they are affecting other people's lives.
Right.
They are affecting other people's lives, mainly your kids, mainly your kids,
How
because you
about that?
decided not to do something. You decided to sit your rusty butt up on a sofa and play video games and not do something. Somebody offering you an opportunity to change the lives of generations yet unborn, or to change your life or do something, and you decide, well, no, that ain't it, or no, that ain't it. But what you doing, playing Nintendo, that ain't it either. So the fact that you don't make a decision, you affected somebody's life. Would you agree?
Absolutely. No decision is a decision.
There you go.
That's right. That's right. When you're talking about that from that level, Mr. Landry, when you start thinking about people not making a decision, here's another part that I would say. And selfish because you don't want to do anything. You're selfish. Dr. Orm is talking about the kids. But what about their kids? Because then that same spirit can jump from you to that next to that next. So my question then becomes is what do you want as and I'll just say from a male perspective, what is it that you want? What is it from a female perspective that you want? When you start talking about having an opportunity to bless somebody else, that in and of itself should get you excited. But here's something I heard Iggy Johnson said, and I think I think it's bear repeating right now. You know, most people they think about success or they think about having an opportunity, they're gonna go for it, but they always think that they're not gonna have any kind of opposition. They're not gonna have any type of haters. They're not going to have any type of negative people coming at them. They're not going to have any naysayers. They just think, oh, God gave me this revelation. I'm gonna start this business. I'm getting in one voice today. I'm gonna be an ambassador, and I'm gonna be top of our company next week. I'm all that and then some. And the first person they call, they tell them no. All of a sudden now they're like, oh, this don't work, and I quit. No, as Dr. Miles Monroe said, every vision will be tested for its authenticity. Let me say that again. Every vision will be tested for its authenticity. So, if how many people blessings are attached to you and you failed, and how many people behind you failed, and then every vision will be tested for its authenticity. Y'all come on up close. Y'all come on up close when I say this. Come on up close when I say this.
I'm close.
You
I'm close
better
enough.
be ready. Oh my gosh. You better be ready when your number is called for the opportunity. Because the greater the anointing, the greater the blessing. But it's also going to be some opposition that's going to come to challenge you. So get ready. Because of the success machine and because of the mentoring that we have between Mr. Landrum, Dr. Orum, myself, Miss Dorothy Mercadale, and so many others, you will be equipped and have the opportunity to be successful. Now it's going to be your choice. It's your choice now. It's your
That's
choice.
good. That's good.
That's
That's deep.
that's real. That's real good. I even tell you a step further, and then we're gonna tell the folks what they need to do. Um, you know, in a good book read that God gave them a promised land. He had already told them they can have it, but it wasn't just gonna come. You walk right into it. You had to go in and take it. It had some people that was
Yes.
there. You had to go in and take what God had already promised you.
Mhm.
And like
That's
Mr.
right.
Doucette was sharing with you, the promise is there. The promise is there. Out of 12 that saw it, 10 believed, and 10 said we're more than capable of doing it. Sometimes you're going to have to leave folks behind when you're going after what God has called you to go after. And you just got to
What's
go
up?
take it. You got to go take what God has given you. What we are putting up here and what we prepared for you is something ready for you to take. And I want you to look at this not for it to say, I got to go do this, I got to go do this. Look at this as I'm finally getting a chance to change my life, not just my
What's
life,
up?
but generations yet unborn. And you finally get that chance. And now that you have that chance, all you have to do is make a decision. We have the perfect opportunity, and we know that this is a divine opportunity because a good book says that a man that born of a woman is but a few days and life is going to be full of trouble. So we know that the trouble is coming. So we've already prepared and equipped ourselves for the trouble, and that's why we want to empower you because the trouble is going to come. We already know that. Dr. Orum wouldn't be as great as he is if it wouldn't been for the trouble. Mr. Doucette wouldn't be great as he is if it wouldn't be for the trouble. The trouble has built us to make us strong to go out and take the land that God has already promised us. And because he has promised us, we want some people to come alongside of us that going to take this land and enjoy the blessings and the promises that he has given us. What you need to do is real simple. It's really, really simple. I want you to get
Mm-hmm.
prepared and get ready. Get you some pen and a piece of paper and take some notes. All you have to do is go to somebody invited you. If somebody invited you to come and listen to us tonight, just go to, they'll share a link with you. And when they share that link with you, it's going to take you to our homepage. It's going to take you to their homepage, and all you got to do is click on the process. And when you click on the process is going to walk you right through it. Notice we call it a process because you're going to have to go through some things to get to where you want to be. Somebody out there want that big house you've been looking at for years. Somebody out there you've been wondering how you're going to pay for your kids' college. Some of you been wondering about a lot of different things. Well, this is part of getting started in the process, and you're going to walk you through it, and we're going to be right there beside you. Because even though you're going to be in business for yourself, you're not going to be by yourself, because the process is there for you. Start walking through that process. You're going to get a presentation. You're going to get some information. You're going to get a chance to see all these things. And as you get a chance to see these, then we're going to enroll you into the business. Now, we said we're enrolling you into the business, but we're enrolling you into this success machine that we have that's going to take you where you want to be, that has already been promised. Somebody out there didn't receive a promise. You just didn't know how it was going to be, but you showed up at Unleashed. And we unleashing the directions and the process on how to get the promise that you've already been given.
Mr. Landrum.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm about to scream. When you shared all of those things, somewhere, as you say in the good book, in the Bible, doesn't it say something like the kingdom of heaven suffered violence and the violent taken by force? Sometimes you have to just go and get this thing. I mean, you really have to go get this thing. Y'all done got me all fired up and excited. I'm about to throw my phone next. Let me calm down for a second.
All I gotta
calm down for a second.
All I know is y'all done went and broke out the good book on me. You started out talking about Alabama football. I don't know how we done got to the good book, but I ain't mad at you.
Listen, the good book. So here's I gotta share this thing, right? So when we're talking about the industries, with Mr. Landrum saying just going through the process, most people, as Jay-Z said, most people want to emulate the end result, but they don't want to go through the process. Jay-Z started out in what is it, the Mercy Projects, and now he's a billionaire. But most people didn't want to go through that as Dr. Orum say, that dash. You don't want to go through that dash. I just want to emulate the billionaire status and be dating probably the most powerful pop star right now that's going, female artist. Oh, that's what I got. Oh, I want that. Second. I'm sorry. Second.
That's correct, you said.
Second. I'm sorry. Shout out, Ray. You know who I'm talking about.
So, I'm talking about
get to that point.
I knew that was coming.
I'm talking about Janet. I don't care nothing about no beehive. Janet still rule this thing. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Talking about some old talk. Go ahead on. I ain't gonna get started. You on a roll.
I was on a roll. So here's the thing, right? When we're talking about putting ourselves in a position and an opportunity, here's the first thing you need to pat yourself on the back for. You showed up today. That's the first thing. You showed up. The second part is you're still here. You're hearing what we have to say. So that's the second good thing. The third thing is that I would say you have to do this. It's a must, because when things become a must in a human being's life, people do extraordinary things. So now you're here. Now it's time to just simply go to that individual site and follow that process and watch what happens. It's not that difficult. You're not lazy. You're not slow. We're not checking IDs at the door. We're not doing all of those things. It's now up to you to go forward. I'm sorry, Dr. I got to say this one more again. I don't read nowhere in the Bible where it says Jesus went went to a job. He said he went to work. He put in work. Now, it's not about a religious standpoint. I'm just saying that the whole concept is work. That's a verb, going to work. Put yourself in a position to go to work. We have the industries, we're saying some of the most powerful industries. We're partnering with the powerful companies and corporations. And then we just launched healthcare in a new way, a new and exciting way. Let me be quiet, Dr. Orum, go ahead. I'm fired up. I'm about to go sign my own self up.
Calm your nerves. Calm your nerves. Well, look, guys, as we get out of here, I know we have a lot of fun, but just take to heart everything that these guys talked about. They are specialists in this industry, but more importantly, they're specialists in the empowerment of people. We have an opportunity for you to make some money while you grow yourself. That's the biggest key for what we're doing. We're talking about empowering you as a person, better mother, father, sister, brother, friend. Becoming better at what it is that you do, and then by the way, make some money. But you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to be great, whether or not, you really want to change your life and you want to change the lives of generations yet unborn. We talk about this all the time. We talk about, from different people's perspective, how is it that you can position yourself to be great? What do you need to do to position yourself to be great? I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to position yourself to be great. The first thing is you just have to make that decision. Even if you, like Mr. Landrum said, even if you don't make a decision, you're making a decision. But you got to be able to do something. You got to be able to present yourself in a manner that, just go for it. It's like, look, I'm going to go for it. I said this in a training last Saturday, and it's a quote that I often use by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it talks about the only person you are destined to become is the person that you decide to be. The only person that you're destined to become is the person that you decide to be. Now, we've already outlined the fact that not making a decision is a decision. So did you decide not to do anything? Right? It doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be glamorous. All you have to do is just make a decision to win. Somebody invited you to take a listen to this presentation because they thought a lot of you. Now it's time for you to make a decision for yourself, make a decision for your family. It's not going to be easy. We're not professing that it's going to be easy, but it's absolutely worth the effort. So I'm going to stand on that, guys. I'm looking forward to working with each and every person that has a vision to succeed. And whatever I can do as a part of this company, I'm wide open and ready to do it. And whatever I can do to help, just let me know. So I'll turn it over to the guys. They'll close out however they close out. But I just want you to know I'm in it to win it, and I hope you are too.
Absolutely. Thank you a lot, Dr. Orum. One thing is make this like jumping out of a plane. When you jump out of a plane, when it gets tough and the wind and turbulence or the life happens to you, you just keep falling. When you make a decision, because ain't no going back. If you want to be great, you just have to make a decision and go for it. Yeah, you just got to go for it. Don't matter what they say, and if you ever find out who they are, we got a bounty out on them on the days of the world, because it's always going to be days. But what is it that you do? You have to, at some point in your life, you're going to have to look in the mirror and say, know why you're here and go after it, and know that with your creator on your side, anything is possible. Anything is possible when you know who you know what you know, and you know you've been called for a purpose. A purpose-driven life will get you up in the morning and get you going after life with everything that's in you. Let's go get it. No longer can we make excuses. No longer do we have the audacity to make excuses, because look at what we put in place. And I want you, not to boast or brag or that we are a Black-owned company in the day and times that we're in, but we're a Black-owned company in the day and times that we're in. We've been around for 19 years and going strong. We have done some amazing things and helped people change their lives, and we still hadn't. The best is still yet to come.
That's right.
About that.
That's right.
That's good.
Mr. Doucette, I'm getting my own self excited. Let me stop. Let me stop. We'll be on here too long. Let me stop. Mr. Doucette, I want to publicly say this. I love you two gentlemen, and you don't know how much I appreciate getting an opportunity to talk with you, to share with you, and to be a part of this great company. So thank you, Dr. Orm, for the vision that you have brought and allowing us to be a part of. And thank you, Mr. Doucette, for coming along with us and working with us. So I'm excited. Let's go get it and let's have fun while we're doing it.
Thank you, brother. Let's get it.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Listen, we're about to get out of here because everybody's starting to get fired up. So they gave me the controls today. Can y'all believe that? They gave me oh my gosh. Anyway, I snuck that one in. I ain't gonna lie, I snuck that one in. But listen, I appreciate you guys with everything in us. And I speak from Sam, Jeff, and Stanley. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts for you guys to take the time out of your busy schedule to listen to us, to share some thoughts with you guys. We humbled and we simply say thank you. That being said, it's time now for you to go to work. It's time now for you to go to that site, click on the site, go to the process, and follow the process all the way through. You will not be disappointed. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We're going to be on the beaches of the world. See you guys next week. But right now, we are unleashed and we're going to get out of here. So, with that being said, peace and blessings to each one of y'all. God bless. And we'll see y'all next time on Unleash. We out. See y'all
Peace.
later.